everyone, welcome to our online class. Welcome to today's tutorial. Who you have here is your Glove Fashionista, and I am pleased to have you here. Thanks for coming around. Thanks for having this class with us. Today's topic, what we have is what we call the tape reading. Tape reading is a very essential thing for any beginner or for anyone who have interest in fashion world. Okay, so today we'll be looking straight to the topic, and here we have what will help us to achieve our goal, which is here our tape, which is the main thing that we have at hand. And here we have our marker as well. By my side here I have my pen in case of if the need arise, so I'm going to keep it aside, but we have our marker. So here as well we have our paper, which we use to do our calculation. Okay, because we want to break this down in a level that everyone will get to understand it. Now when you're looking at this tape here, you find out that the edge of this tape is not here. The reason why I removed it is because of the fact that sometimes the metal always shifts itself, making it to add about, let me say, 0.125 to this our tape, which is not normal, because if you times it by 4, you find out that it's not a joke. It can turn to 1/2 inch, which is not allowed. Okay, so it's advisable that anytime you want to start with your training, anytime you want to embark on your measurements, when you get a new tape, just remove the metal and use it so that you can get every of the line that is needed for yourself. Okay, so we dive into what we have. Okay, looking at our tape right now, let's count the lines that makes up this 1 inch, because I believe that if we are able to get our 1 inch, if we are able to get from this edge to the 1 inch, we'll be able to get from here to the 60 inches which we have here on our tape. Okay, so we dive in. Let's count the line we have here. 1, let's count it together. 1. I want us to see it very well. How will I put it so that everyone will get to see it? Okay, here is better. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see that there are 8 lines that makes up an inch. That's 1 inch. So if you count from here to here, you find that that is 4. And because it is half of 1, it's longer than every other lines that are here. Are you seeing it? Okay, so let's count it again to the half. 1, 2, 3, 4, which makes it more longer. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, which makes us to land to the main number. Okay, so there are 8 lines that makes up an inch. So goes here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes up 2 inches. So if you count every line in between this, you find that it's always 8 lines that makes up an inch. Okay, so going straight now to what we have. Each line here are considered as 1 all over 8. Okay, so here we call it as 1 all over 8, 2 all over 8, 3 all over 8, 4 all over 8, 5 all over 8, 6 all over 8, 7 all over 8, and 8 all over 8. So as people who sew clothes, we have decided to give it a name. We give it a name. So this is not all about, okay, because other does it, let's just do it, or because other people call it half inch, let's just call it half inch, because other people call it 3/4, let's do it. No, but here we are going to do it in a practical way that you understand why this one is called 1/4 and this one is called half and this one is called 3/4, why this one is called 1 inch. Okay, we are embarking on a practical aspect of it. Now we go, that is when we are going to use our marker. Okay, so here we have our marker. So here we are considering it as 1 all over 8. So we are seeing it as 1 all over 8. Are you seeing it? Then the second one we are considering as 2 all over 8. The third one we are considering as 3 all over 8. The fourth one we are considering as 4 all over 8. The fifth one we are considering it as 6 all over 8. The sixth one we are considering as 6 all over 8. The seventh one we are considering it as 7 all over 8. By the eighth one we are considering as 8 all over 8. Okay, so we got it now, and let's come closer so that we see it very well. So since it's this way, we put it in a fraction. As we are seeing it here, we put it in a fraction, and putting it in a fraction is very essential, and as well learning it as a decimal is very essential. So but we are going to first of all divide it in a fraction so that it will help us to get the decimal number so easy. So we are going to go, so here we are dividing every of the number by 2. This is what we are talking about. Please don't be confused. This is what we are talking about. These lines that are here, each of them makes up the 8 lines. So we consider this one as 1 all over 8, 2 all over 8, 3 all over 8, 4 all over 8, 5 all over 8, 6 all over 8, 7 all over 8, and 8 all over 8. And this is what we put here on our paper. Okay, so we want to divide them to know the reason why they call this 1/4, this one half an inch, and here 3/4, and here 1. And how you will recognize these little lines that are here, because most times when you want to measure and the thing did not now fall on 1/4 or half inch, you say, me, I don't know what is this, so let me just do it anyhow, round it up to the nearest figure that I know. So we will get to know why they call this 1/4, half inch, 3/4, and 1, and then get to know how to recognize these little ones here. Okay, so we are dividing our fractions now. Let's go, and we are dividing them by 2. So looking at this one, 2 cannot divide 1, right? So we are leaving it this way. Okay, so here 2 can divide 2. So 2 divide 1, 2 divide 8 is 4, right? Okay, so here we have 3 cannot divide, so we leave it like that. We are leaving it like that. So here 2 divide 4, we have 2. 2 divide 8, we have 4. 2 divide 2, we have 1, right? Now 2 divide 4, we have 2. You're seeing it, right? So here we go again. 2 cannot divide 5, right? So we are leaving it that same way. We are leaving it that same way. So here we have 6 can go. So 6 divide. When we use 2 to divide 6, we have 2, 4, 6. So when we use 2 to divide 6, we have 3. When we use 2 to divide 8, we have 4. So for that, we cannot divide it because 2 cannot divide this. So we leave it that way. So here 7, 2 cannot go, although 2 can go with 8, but since it cannot go with the two of them, we are leaving it that same way. Here we have 8 over 8. 2 in 8, we have 4. 2 in 8, we have 4. Now we can further divide. 2 in 4, we have 2. 2 in 4, we have 2. We can further divide. 2 goes 1, 2 goes 1. So 1 divide 1, we have 1. Okay, so you are seeing what I mean. So we are going to now dive into the reason why these things are called what they are called. So looking at this, 1 all over 8, that is that smallest part of it on the tape. That's it. So we call it 1/8. 1/8. Repeat, 1/8. So that's what we call it. And here we call it 1/4. Looking at this 1 all over 4, you find out that it is quarter. It's like, okay, this is an orange. This is an orange. Please, this is not a children class, but we just have to make it very simple. And you divide it. This is 1 all over 4. You see, 1 all over 4. 1 all over 4. 1 all over 4. I don't know if you got what I said. So because of this is called quarter. So that's why we see it as 1/4. 1/4. Okay, so here we have 3 all over 8. It cannot divide itself, so it remains what it is. So when you see it, we call it 3/8. 3/8. That's what you call it. So when you call this one 1/8, you call this one 1/4. You call this one 3/8. Okay. So here we call this one 1/2 inch. Why do we call it 1/2 inch? Because according to our measurement, our calculation, it is 1 all over 2. It's like getting an orange and dividing it only 2 times, and you see 1 all over 2, 1 all over 2. So you get what I said here, right? You got what I said. So that's why we call this one 1/2 an inch. 1/2. Let me place it very well so we will see it. That's why we call this line 1/2 an inch. Now we go to the 5th one, which is this small one that is here, and it is considered, let me bring this closer so that we'll see it very well. Okay, so that's this here, we call it 5/8. Why? Because we cannot divide it. It cannot be divided. So okay, now so because this 8 cannot be divided, this 5 cannot be divided with the 8, so we consider it as 5/8. So that is what we call it. Then when it comes to, because of it here, it will be called 5/8. That's the name, 5/8. So then here we have 6 all over 8, and we have divided it. So because this is like 3 all over 4, we call it as 3/4. 3/4. This is like having an orange and dividing it into 4, and then now we have this, we have this, we have this, and this one is left. So that's 3 all over 4. Hope you are getting what I mean. So that's why we call it 3/4. So that's it. They did not just come up with the name 3/4. There is a reason why, because the result shows in the fraction. Okay, so here we have another 7 all over 8. Because this thing cannot be divided, we call it 7/8. 7/8. That is what we call it. This is what I mean. Because this cannot be divided, it remains 7/8. That is it. Okay, so then here we have 8 divided by 8. We have done the fraction, and it came up with 1. When you divide 1 all over 1, it gives you 1, and that is why this is 1 inch. Hope you got what I mean. Okay, let me start from the beginning and tell you. Because of the fraction we have, this one is called 1/8. This is called 1/4. This one is called 3/8. This one is called 1/2 inch. This one is called 1/5. This one is called 3/4. This one is called 7/8. And this one is called 1 inch. Good. So that is what it is. So when you start again from 1 inch, you see this one is 1/8. This one is called 1/4. This one is called 3/8. This one is called 1/2 an inch. This one is called 1/5. This one is called 3/4. This one is called 7/8. And this one is called 1 inch. But if you count it this together with this, is now 2 inches. Okay, so that is how it is called. Now we are going to do this in a decimal way so that we will get to know it in a decimal format, because the two patterns are very important, especially when you are doing all these pattern drafting things. Okay, so we are going to dive in and we'll be using this our fraction to get our decimal, because this our 1/8, our 1/8, our 2/8, our 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8, they have their special name in decimal. Okay, so that's what we are going to look at now. That's what we are going to use. Where is our marker? So we dive in. So when you bring your calculator, because this thing was not divided, it cannot be divided by 2. So press your calculator and say 1 divided by 8. What will it give you? This is our decimal. We are dealing on decimal. Okay, so that's when you'll be hearing point this, point that, So here we say 1 divided by 8. What will it give you? If you check your calculator, it's going to give you 1.125. This is what it's going to give you. When you press now this one, further do 1 divided by 4 on your calculator. What is going to give you is a bit 0.25. Here is 0.125. Here is 0.25. So here we now have 0. Go and check your calculator. You find that you get 0.3375. Okay, so here we are going to get, use your calculator, we're going to get 0.5. Just use your calculator. And here, which is our 58, we are going to get 0.625. Now this is our answer. Just press this, you're going to get 0.75. And here you're going to get 0.875. And here, when you do 1 divided by 1, you're going to get 1. So when you learn this. Okay, so when you look at your measurements, when it's written down, and you find out that what was there, when you were measuring it, it falls in, for example, the waist of the person was 26 over, like 26 1/8. Okay, so that shows that it's 26, that there is one line that is not 1/4, there is one line, just like we said earlier, that was added to it. So since you already know what the decimal is all about, which is 0.125. You just quickly have to go to your calculator and press 26.125. You know, we are removing these zeros that are here. I don't know if you understand what I mean. If you are calculating, let me just say that okay, let me open another page. Let me say that you got a client that have 26 1/8. So you will write it as 26.125. This is how you are going to write it. You are going to remove that 0.125. That's the one that is here. That's the one that is here. You're going to remove this zero. This zero should be removed when there is another figure here. You remove the zero and then you say that's that figure point. So that's figure point. So that's how they do it. So if your client brought measurements, or you measured it and it falls at 26 1/8, you put it as 26.125, because 1/8 when you press it in your calculator is 125, and then when you put equals to, it's going to give you, when you divide it by 4, it's going to give you the accurate measurements you are going to use for the client. So that's how tape reading is all about, and it's very important that you memorize it. When you learn the fraction, just learn the decimal so that it will be going hand in hand. If it's going hand in hand, that's when you are going to learn it very well. So the tip here is just know it, how it goes hand in hand. It's like pari passu, something like that. So that's how to do it. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop in our today class, and I hope this video helped you. So don't forget to like and subscribe so that others can see as well and learn from us. Thank you for coming around. Bye.